Anyo, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda and thank you guys so much for being here. So I have been working on kind of a couple of different things, and I'm super excited to share kind of where I'm at so far. I'm not going to bring it down onto to see everything exactly. I'll just kind of hold it up and kind of give you an idea, because this is going to be kind of more of a talking head video, so sorry if that's not your thing. It's really all I have time for right now, because we have reached almost the end of October. We are like at the cusp here, and life as it does gets really kind of crazy, I think, for a lot of us. For my work, it's been crazy busy, and on top of that, we have a lot of stuff going on with our house, so it's just been kind of chaotic, and I'm still waiting for things that were supposed to be delivered that haven't been delivered yet, and I just kind of wanted to keep everything kind of loosey-goosey as I do. So with that being said, I just want to thank you guys again so much for being here and for giving me a chance to kind of have a little bit of a conversation with you. So one of the things that I have been working on is getting my currently book in order and trying to work on some things for that. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's other people like me, maybe it's a thing, I don't know, but I don't even really know how to explain it. I'm obsessive, I don't know, maybe it's like an obsessive compulsive thing, but I easily fall into rabbit holes. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. And once I started thinking about this time of year and the coming new year and where we were in the year, and I'm still having a hard time grasping that it's October and it's like the end of October, because I swear to you, it was just last week we had New Year's, and I don't know where the time has gone. But as I get older, the years seem to really kind of speed up, and I'm having a harder and harder time keeping track. So I have tried all different kinds of planner systems. I have tried all different kinds of things to keep my happy ass organized and focused and working towards goals that I have, and they're just not working. So one of the things that I started doing and kind of obsessing about, focusing on, if you will, was my planner. So I was in a happy planner all year. I enjoyed the size of the happy planner. I enjoyed the fact that it was disc bound, but it really only became a bill book. Like, it literally was just a place for me to jot down bills. And then when it came to like all the different things that I was studying, as far as like whether it was magic related, whether it was mundane, whether it was just whatever, was just in like random notebooks on pieces of paper. And so I started kind of going around and trying to grab all of those and kind of piecemeal everything together, because I was literally like in like 5 or 6 different notebooks. In fact, I'll show you. I have 2 of these little ones that I've just kind of been going back and forth through. And then I have this one, and this is just one of them because I have like 2 more. So, you know, all these different notebooks everywhere, where I would just kind of like, something would strike my fancy, I would focus on it, and I would just start writing in that one, and then I didn't have that one, or I couldn't find that one, or it was in a different room, so then I just start another notebook. And I like notebooks. I am a stationery hoarder. I love notebooks, I love journals, I love paper and pens and highlighters, and I just love all the things. And when I get into something, I really get into it. And it may only be for a short time, it may be for a long time. It just kind of depends on what my brain decides to do. So to that end, I started working on my currently planner, and then I was like, oh, but the holidays are coming up. And then I have, we have here in the States, we have Thanksgiving coming up at the end of November. So we're like a month out almost from Thanksgiving. And I wanted to find something kind of cute to wear for Thanksgiving, because we're going to my best friend's, my sister's house for Thanksgiving with her family. And her husband's family is like huge and extensive, and they're lovely, and they're always very warm and welcoming. And so I got us like really cute t-shirts. They're kind of like tongue-in-cheek kind of funny shirts for Thanksgiving. But then I had, you know, then that kind of like propelled me into the annual Christmas picture that we do. Now, we don't celebrate necessarily like Christmas. I grew up Christian. My husband grew up, they celebrated Christmas. That was pretty much the extent of it. They did like the normal holidays, but not with any like religious fervor behind them. And so that's just kind of how we grew up. And my kids were raised doing Christmas. My mom's birthday's Christmas Day. So growing up, Christmas was actually done Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day was my mom's birthday. So that's kind of the background. And so I've just always kind of done Christmas. I do Yule, but we also do Christmas. It's just kind of a twofer. And I wanted to get everything organized and set up for that, because I noticed when September hit, I was like, oh crap, I need to start planning for Christmas presents, because I do Christmas presents for like our nephew and our grandson, that sort of thing. And then of course, all the kids. So yeah, so that's kind of what got me started on this whole thing. And then I was working on the Currently book, and it just kind of all hodgepodged into this thing. And I started realizing that it's planner season. So typically, you know, we're all looking for our next planner. The one that my husband got for me, I thought might work, but it's probably just going to be a bill book, to be honest with you, because there's really not enough space to write anything in other than the bills that are due on a specific day. And it has a bunch of stuff in it that I would never use, like habit trackers and health trackers and that sort of thing. So cute, will work for one thing, but not for like all the things that I need it to work for. So one second. So one of the main things that I needed is I needed a way to jot down all the things that I want to do for this holiday season. And the other thing was I want to take my Currently book and also be able to access it like every single day, because every day I'm like thinking of something, or I want to check out something or study something or do something. So I needed it to be like an all-encompassing spot. So I started looking at downloadable, like you can buy them off Etsy. A lot of people sell like pagan planners, but they're so overly decorated. They're just not gonna work for me. I too have Canva, and I too can make something on Canva and slap it on a page and put some lines on it and be done. But I really needed something more minimalistic, because I'd rather decorate it with like my stickers that I've also ordered and other things like washi tapes and that sort of thing. And I don't necessarily want every single page to be the same. So as far as like decorations go, and I didn't love any of them. I thought some of them had some cute ideas, but that's just not how my brain works. And I needed something a little bit more intuitive for me. So then I started creating my own planner pages, which led me into a whole other like rabbit hole of just stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I want to show you, once I have a few more of those pages kind of like mapped out, laid out, and structured the way that I think will work best for my brain. The other thing is too, is that making my own pages, I'm not stuck having to, I won't feel guilty about having purchased something and then not loving it. So it gives me that flexibility to change my mind, drop something else, and try something else. And I can do it from day 1 to day 365. I can literally just change it whenever I want to. Plus I can have those items that make more sense for me and work for me. So I did start my holiday one. And of course, like I said, it's gonna be kind of it's mostly Yule, so I didn't kind of like, I use a lot of like those colors, but they're also symbolic colors for us as well, like the reds, the greens, and that sort of thing. And then of course gold. So I did pull out some paper from my stash, and because I had been making like gift card holders last year, because it just made more sense to make my own, because that's what I like to do. And some stickers and stuff. And so, and then these are the rings I had ordered. They were here late because everything's been late lately. And then I just needed one small section for Thanksgiving. And then I have, how many pages? my daily sheets, and I have one for every day of the month for November. And these I just got off Amazon. Why reinvent the wheel when it's already there, kind of a thing. And then I have another section. This is going into Yule. And then of course I have a page for every single day of December as well. Same thing, daily pages. They're pretty basic. They were like, I don't know, like $6 or something for 100. So it was actually cheaper to just buy them than to print them and buy paper for them. So that was the December calendar section, and then we go into Yule. Now I love all things vintage Christmas, and I collect a lot of vintage Christmas. It's actually kind of gross because I just love the colors, and I love Santas, and I love the old, which ironically, the idea that we have of Santa in this country didn't really start until like, I think it was like the 1930s, I think, where you kind of got like, and it was like a Coca-Cola thing, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, kind of interesting. And then of course became even more famous with like the Norman Rockwell pictures. Fun fact. But I love his little rosy cheeks, and I don't know why. I like old Santas and I like old vintage stuff. And because I'm someone who loves all things vintage and antique, I actually have 3 aluminum Christmas trees. Just saying. It's kind of an illness, but I love them. And even though we don't necessarily celebrate Christmas for, you know, the Christ part of it, I do enjoy the colors, the festivities, decorating. It's cheesy and gross, but whatever. And then I have some other sections here that I'm going to be devoting to things like my Christmas list. And I did pick for this, and when I finally get it all set up, I'll bring you down, let you see all of it for realies, because I think it'll make more sense. But I'm just trying to like fold this back because these rings are like kind of a pain in my patootie. Okay, but I did go with like more basic divider layouts because I wanted to be able to use this year after year, because I'm kind of one of those, once I've got it done, it's done. I don't want to have to keep going back and redoing it every year, because I think that would just be kind of silly. So that was the last one. So I didn't go with like, you know, nothing super fancy, just, you know, it is what it is. And then I applied that same logic to, I did end up making the dividers for this off camera because I was having such a hard time, because I had not done this before, making my own covers and stuff. These rings are a lot smoother. And so I definitely just wanted to kind of get it done and over with. But just real quick, I only have some of the sections done, like my crystals. I did end up going with like a basic divider layout, I guess. I wanted something kind of simple and basic. So again, this will be timeless. I can use it whenever. It didn't need a whole lot of stuff. I'll be decorating pages. I don't necessarily need to decorate all the dividers. So this is like for hearth magic, for like household stuff. For tarot. And these were just those pictures, those stickers I had shown in the, most of these came out of my Wicca sticker book, which is kind of crazy. And then this is for study, for the different things I want to start, like Korean folk magic. And this is for the Sabbats. And so I really like that one. And I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. So in any case, just a really quick recap, or catch up, I guess, of just kind of what's been going on. And I have not forgotten. I still have several other videos that I want to get done, but again, like I said, I've been hyper focused on this whole planner thing. Like I said, I don't know why I do it. I wish I could get my brain to just like compartmentalize things better, but I've become kind of like, I'm in the zone now for setting up my Currently book in this holiday notebook, and it's just, I will hopefully, I'm coming to an end soon. So I'm gonna start focusing on other things, and then of course focusing on stuff for the house. So anyway, just a quick catch up, and I hope you all have an amazing and blessed day. And of course, like I've said time and time again, you don't need any of the things that I use or that I'm like really into in order to create magic, be magic, because the magic lives inside you. And as always, 진짜 마법은 당신 안에 있어요. And until next time, bye!